Hello and welcome back to the PT on Ice Daily Show. Want to send a special hello to anyone joining us live. We've got both Facebook and Instagram Live going on the Ice Physio accounts. Want to give a shout out to anyone watching on YouTube that you subscribe to us on YouTube. All of these PT on Ice episodes are converted over on the YouTube account. So if you're hanging out your computer or whatever, you can pull it up on YouTube. And want to give a special shout to everyone who's listening to us through your headphones, through the car radio, on all podcast formats. Appreciate you making us a part of your day, whether that's your commute to or from work. Good morning, Will. By the way, so I got ridiculed my last time. By the way, my name is Mitch. I'm a lead faculty, as Jeff says, currently serving as lead faculty of the Fitness Athlete Division. You can find us online, our Essentials online course, our Advanced Concepts course, and the live course on the road. Last time I was on, I was like, man, we did not say hello to anyone on Facebook. So here's what I got. I got Instagram right in my face. I got Facebook off to the side. I'm going to try to say hello to everyone. So Sarah Grace, happy Friday to you. It is Fitness Athlete Friday, the best day of the week, if you ask me. We've got a little topic in store for you today with the title being Why Your Clinic Needs a Whiteboard, right? So I got some cool announcements for you guys later at the end, but for now, let's jump into it, right? Why your clinic needs a whiteboard. And by that, I mean like a big posted up, like 4-foot whiteboard right there, front and center, like the meeting post in your Thorax division. Boy, oh boy, I'm getting a phone call. I should have had do not disturb on. Don't know why that phone call came through. Okay, let's try this again. Why your clinic needs a big posted up whiteboard front and center, right? We want it to be the meeting post for everything, and I'm going to give you a few resources and a few reasons why. So Alan and I, our clinic, Health HQ here in Fenton, Michigan, we're right next to CrossFit Fenton, right? We share a door like between our offices, and so when we're done when our private eval rooms or doing whatever we're doing in there, we take our clients out and we meet right at the whiteboard, like it's our center post. And the reason for that is a couple things. And the longer we've done this, the more and more we like it, the more and more our patients like it. We find a lot of value in meeting at the whiteboard, right? The first thing it focuses you on doing is showing your plan, right? Showing your plan to the patient. Like, here's a couple things that I got in store for you today. This is my objective. So you as the clinician have to think through your session a little bit ahead of time, right? You're doing your due diligence, following up, like what are my asterisk signs that I want to follow up on? What were the movements that we dosed out last week? You know, we did some squats last week. Maybe we did 4 sets of 5. We did an AMRAP set last week. You really like crushed it, right? So now I've got on the whiteboard, I've got it planned out, like revisit that squat test, right? Goal being X number of reps or goal being X weight, right? So right away, the patient walks out there and they're like looking at that whiteboard. They're like, what is listed under my name? What is my agenda for today's PT session, right? That immediately you can feel the patient engagement level go up with that, right? Rather than just walking them out in the clinic and just saying like, here's your list of exercises, get to them. Patient engagement, you can just feel it just like plummet, right? Like, ugh, I don't want to do these. Can I just go home? I've got so many other things I could be doing, right? But you walk them out to the whiteboard and you're like, here's my plan for you. I want you to see it. And then I want to work together on our plan to say like, hey, what do you think about this? Here's why I dose these out. I'm giving you these single leg, Bulgarian split squats because I really want to focus on, the unilateral strength differential that we've been able to tease out. And I want to bring that up to speed. I want to bring that left leg up to speed with the right leg. So we're going to go with a split squat. This is my plan. It could be wrong. I don't know. But right now I've got it dosed out at 4 sets of 6 per leg. We'll start it at, X weight, 95 pounds maybe. And we'll see if that's too hard. It might be. We may have to go down or we may have to go up a little bit. I like that level of transparency and honesty with the patient because it's like, this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm selecting this. But I can't promise you it's going to be perfect, but you and I are going to work together through these 4 sets. So they, in their head, are getting a feel of like, okay, that's what's up first. I've got this strength piece maybe on the docket. Maybe you've written out the mobility pieces that you want them to do first, right? It's a little warm up. Maybe it's like, Alan and I will often write out 3 rounds of, 2 or 3 different exercises that we want them to move through as kind of their dynamic warm up. Maybe there's some mobility pieces involved there, right? Maybe there's some things that they're more comfortable with. And they can kind of move through those. They know that's their warm-up. They're priming themselves to get ready for the strength piece. And that buys you a little bit more time to continue writing in on that whiteboard what else you've got in store for them. Maybe after that strength piece, right, you've got a little remom in store. And I'd love to bring the patient over here for the remom. I'm like, okay, After we're done with this strength piece, I want to dose out some accessory work, and I want to move kind of quick when we do it. So we're going to put it in an EMOM format or a REMOM format, right? Rehab every minute on the minute. And, movement 1, I want you doing like some single leg deadlifts. Movement number 2, I want you doing maybe some weighted step-ups. But movement number 3, I'm going to kind of leave the door open here. What are you thinking? And maybe this is where you give the patient kind of like 1 or 2 choices here. Like you want to go with like some midline work, or do you want to go with some more like, unilateral strength work? And then they're like, let's throw some midline work in there. Like for our patients, they're like, yeah, I've been thinking that I need to add a little bit more in there. Let's throw that in there, right? So immediately they become a part of the programming on the whiteboard. They can see it being built out in front of them, and it becomes powerful. Now they're much more engaged. And I've also had it kind of go like, hey, here's what I got in store, but what do you say we bump it up a little today? What do you say we really try to squeeze this for all it's worth? And instead of 10 reps, maybe let's bump this up to try to see if we can get 20 reps done inside the minute. And then they're like, ooh, I don't know. And it's like, yeah, let's throw some calories on the ski erg in there at the end too. And now they're like, ooh, this is getting spicy. Like some people are like, I don't want to do that. And you got to be like, yeah, this is exactly what you need. This is going to be hot. We're going to put some sauce on this one today and see how this goes for you. But building that out in real time in front of them on the whiteboard helps them to see their plan come together. They get much more bought into the plan. The engagement level is so much more elevated when you do it that way, right? So we see a lot of merit in our clinic in structuring things in front on the whiteboard, right? It also helps you really, step back and analyze how you're dosing the strength work, right? We talk a lot about exercise dosage in the clinic and making sure that we're not just like, 3 sets of 10, right? Like dose this stuff out appropriately and heavy enough. And when you write it on the whiteboard, it makes you think in real time, like, am I dosing this appropriately? Am I just writing 3 sets of 10 again? Or am I really thinking through this? Do I want more volume from what they did last week? So what did they do last week, right? We got to pull up our notes and know that, okay, they did 4 sets of 5 at 135 pounds last week. So let's go 5 sets of 5. Let's increase the sets. Let's go 5 by 5 this week, and let's go 60 seconds of rest in between each set. And instead of 135, I want to try this at 145 this week. So you can see that progressive load or progressive overload taking place in front, and you can talk that through with your patient as well. Like, here is why I'm having you do this. You crushed it last week. You did super well. I've got to make sure that we're giving the organism, the body, enough stimulus to force it to adapt and to get stronger. And this is what I want to go with. And you can also jot in on there some barriers, right? Some limiters, right? I don't want pain to go above a 5. I want RPE to feel like a 6 or a 7. I don't want it to feel like an 8 or a 9, right? So you can put in some metrics if you want people to be able to circle around and think like, okay, what was it that we talked about? I can go back to the whiteboard and I can see what's written out in front of me, right? The last piece is that we really, really like it for is dosing out HEP, like their home exercise program. So we build out this what we feel is like this beautiful, strength rehab program on the board. It's complete with like a mobility warm-up section. It's got a strength piece well dosed in the middle. Maybe it's got some accessory remoms at the end, right? And then at the end, we put at the bottom, we say, okay, here's what, after seeing you this session and knowing where you're at and reassessing all the key metrics, here's what I want you to take home with you for a home exercise program. And in real time, you can re-list out the HEP on the whiteboard. You can pull some components of what you did in that session in for that week, right? I want you to do these Bulgarian split squats, or I want you to do a single leg lunge, or whatever it may be. And you can dose that out, how many reps and sets, how many days per week, and you can answer all their questions in real time. And they're looking at the whiteboard and they're thinking, okay, I had a question about that movement. How's that one done again? You can walk them through it, right? How many days a week do you want me to do this? Well, I want you doing this one 3 times a week, or whatever you may dose out. You can write that all in right on the whiteboard in front of them. Stand back, look at it, answer any questions they've got in real time. And then the simple fix is pull out your phone, Karen. Right? Karen, grab your phone out of your purse, take a picture of this whole whiteboard, make sure you can see this home exercise program portion that we've dosed out, because this is what I want you taking with you all weekend long. And when you come back on Tuesday next week, I'm going to ask you how X and Y went of your program, right? I'm going to ask you how those single leg squats went. I'm going to ask you how the Spanish squats felt on your knee, right? Those are the metrics that I'm going to retest you on. So make sure that you get a picture of this. Make sure you do your homework this weekend so that we know where we're at on the same page come Tuesday or Monday or whenever our next re-eval is, right? I think that's got a lot of power of having that whiteboard in front of them. The other component and the last component is if you're really trying to build out this holistic health and wellness component to your clinic, which we preach heavily at ICE, right? You know, if you've been following along, you've been seeing Alan doing Gut Check Thursdays for the better part of the year now, right? Every week, you know, Wednesday he posts up that Gut Check Thursday workout. And that's a component of our gym. That's a huge component of our clinic too, right? One of the whiteboards that we use in our clinic has, you know, all of our we're using it for our patients and we're building out programs in real time. And then we've got another whiteboard that's got Gut Check Thursday posted on it, right? And it stays up there from Wednesday night through like Monday night, right? And so Gut Check Thursday is written on the board, and it has a nice, it's a good conversation starter. What's Gut Check Thursday, right? Well, let me tell you about it. Every week we put up a workout that's meant to be attainable, feasible for most folks. That's just going to have a low level of skill and a high level of suck behind it, and we want to encourage more movement in folks, right? In ourselves as physical therapists, but also in our patients, right? You can put your own spin on that. You can have your own Movement Monday workout that you and your clinic directors put up on that whiteboard and say it's real simple. Maybe it's an AMRAP of squats in 5 minutes, right? How many air squats can you do in 5 minutes? And then your patients have a look at this and they're like, what's the Movement Monday thing about? It's like, hey, every Monday we post a challenge, right? And whenever you come in all week long in your clinic, you can see what's on the whiteboard that week and you can take a shot at it, right? You can do any infinite number of workouts here that make your patients come in the door and ask the question, I wonder what's going to be written up there today. And if you want to kind of take the CrossFit spin on it, you have them write their time. You have them write their score up there. They're proud of it, right? They did the effort. They see other people's scores listed up there. Tammy did 42 squats. So I think I could do 43 squats, right? I like Tammy, but I'd also like to beat Tammy, right? And that's totally fine, right? So you can build this culture of like, take a shot at it. Like post your score when you're done. We encourage great effort. We don't reward the highest score. We reward the best effort, and that's what we want to see out of our patients. And you start to build this culture around exercise and what we're preaching as far as getting movement in part of your day, that it can be attainable, it can be easy, right? And just having a posted up whiteboard, a space to always have this center post for all your patients to be walking to be looking at as far as their program, but as far as their, what the workout of the day is in the clinic or the workout of the week is, we're listed up there in the clinic so that when they come in the doors that they know what they can take a shot at after the end of their rehab session if they want to, right? I think it has a lot of merit. We've heard a lot of folks that have reached out to us in the past and have said, you know what, I've bought a whiteboard for my clinic and it's been awesome. It was the best $30, $40 purchase that we've had in a long time, right? I think that you as a clinician will get a lot of merit out of this in your own skills as far as reevaluating what am I dosing out, having to think through that session, but your patients are really going to enjoy the process of building out their program together, looking at their program listed on the whiteboard and getting a sense of like, this is my training for the day. Like this is my program that was built out for me rather than just a sheet of exercises that were printed off the computer and handed to them, right? Your whiteboard can be big. It can be a big 4 foot by 6 foot whiteboards. Alan's bought some big ones, or it can be one of these small ones that I've got notes for my session listed out on, right? These little elementary grade school whiteboards. You can have a handful of these floating around your clinic, right? And those are cheap and easy to kind of have around the clinic. But consider getting a whiteboard for your clinic. Consider listing out your program, your list of exercises in real time, building out that program for your patient, bringing them into the process, and consider posting up a little Gut Check Thursday of your own. Maybe just go ahead and steal the Ice Physio Gut Check Thursday. We would appreciate it. Take a picture of it, tag us on Instagram and Facebook if you're going to share that you've got it posted up in your clinic. We'd love to see how far this kind of movement is spreading as far as getting people rallied around daily movement in their lives, right? So that's what I've got for you today. Just a few announcements because a couple cool things are happening. There's some sold out courses. There's some courses this weekend. Modern Management of the Older Adult. Christine and Dustin are going live this weekend. There's a lumbar management course, I believe with Jeff, that's going on this weekend. But next weekend, talking about the clinical management of the fitness athlete, my buddy Zach Long is going to be out in California, out in LA. Is that right? LA? California somewhere, right? It's a big state. You can check that out on the ICE website, Paradiso CrossFit, I believe. I believe there's still a few seats available for that. So if you are in the California West Coast area and you are been itching to get to a Fitness Athlete Live course whether that's for selfish reasons, you want to work on your own movement, barbells, cleans, snatches, squats, deadlifts, or you've got a bunch of patients coming in your clinic and you want to know how to better help them with these movements, you got to get yourself to that course. And if you're in the California area, we don't get out there often, so grab your opportunity this weekend, this coming weekend, not this one, the next one up, to join Zach out in California. It'll be a great time. We got a bunch of courses always coming down the line. We've got a big bunch of changes always in store for you guys. You know, the folks here at ICE are always working on how to best deliver you the best content in the field, so always keep your eyes peeled. And if you haven't yet signed up for the Hump Day Hustling, I still don't understand what you're waiting for. Man, that's the best piece of evidence-based stuff that I get all week long, combing through that Hump Day Hustling email. That's on the website. All we need is your email address and get you signed up for that research delivered right to your inbox. Okay, team. I got my eyes set on 20.4. It was just announced last night. It's a bunch of clean and jerks. It's a bunch of step-ups and box jumps. Big news. If you haven't looked at the score sheet, it's listed as box jumps, but step-ups are also allowed as RX. Okay, I'm going off on a little tangent here, but I'm just saying, if you go quick step-ups, you can keep your heart rate down and be able to move to the barbell at a quick speed and use your energy spent on cycling the barbell quick and going immediately back into step-ups and using that time to bring the heart rate back down. I can promise you I'm going step-ups the whole way through those first 3 rounds of 30 box jumps or step-ups. I'd recommend you do the same. If you're doing 20.4, let us know. You can check out the ICE Physio team, how they're doing on the CrossFit Games site. I think we've got our own team going over there. Let us know. We're going to be taking it on tonight. Friday Night Lights here at CrossFit Fenton's always a blast. Going to have our way with a heavy barbell, some clean and jerks. Been waiting for a heavy bar, so excited for this one. Excited for you guys to tackle a great weekend and another great week in the clinic. So thanks for joining us in real time, for everyone that was here live, and thanks for downloading for everyone that did. Have yourself a blessed week, guys. We'll see you all next time. Take care. Hey, thanks for tuning in to the PT on Ice Daily Show. If you enjoyed this content, head on over to iTunes and leave us a review. And be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram at the Institute of Clinical Excellence. If you're interested in getting plugged into more ICE content on a weekly basis while earning CEUs from home, check out our virtual ICE online mentorship program at ptonice.com. While you're there, sign up for our Hump Day Hustling newsletter for a free email every Wednesday morning with our top 5 research articles and social media posts that we think are worth reading. Head over to ptonice.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to sign up.